wonder, do you realize? See inside, see the light and more.
Hello, Elaine. Hello, Lonnie Bootloss, my brother. Melanie, Karen, John, Kelly. Welcome, everyone. Just got in from South Louisiana. Been on the road 7 hours. I'm taxed. I wrote down recently, sent myself a note, I want to do a show about right and wrong. The importance of getting out of it. Hi, beautiful Elaine. She says, hi, beautiful Keith. Love you. I love you, dear. I see somebody's kicking butt lately. All of you. In fact, Karen, Melanie, Kelly. John's always kicking butt. Kicking that Cajun arse. So give me a moment while I fall in. Long road. I'm still kind of hazy. Got in, considered something to eat. What else could I be doing? I want to put some music on. One moment. Love my music. How about some of this right here? Let's go with some of this. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about right and wrong. The trap. Keith, what do you mean, the trap? Isn't right, right, and wrong, wrong? It's a trap. And I have to be honest. Because today, yesterday, I got a large dose of Keith going back into the noise. I have to be honest with you, because this is what my work is about. My play is about being honest. I spent time with my family. No, it's not a slight towards my family. And we could always lean into the go-to. Well, families can do that to you sometimes. It wasn't the family, it was me. I fell into the trap of right and wrong. And I'm grateful that I did. Because it's been such a long time, for me at least, that I've fallen back into the trap of where I choose to no longer be. But instead I'm a water the plant, choose to be here now. But it gave me perspective. Ah, Keith, I didn't beat myself up for it. When I got home, I realized all that transpired. I didn't beat myself up or feel guilty about it. Oh my God, allowed myself to go into right and wrong. Shame on you, Mr. Good Spiritual Teacher. It gave me perspective. One, to see how long it's been since I fell into that place. Two, to be honest with you, to let you know, God dang it, the struggle is real. It had to do with family on two levels, but it had nothing to do with my family. Had to do with me. Because I was in a right or wrong mentality. I was the one declaring that. If you follow my lead and what I want from you, you're doing all right. And if you don't, then you're acting couillon, a Cajun word for crazy, and not following my lead as God or the dictator to say this is how it should be. And you're wrong for doing it. And I learned. Again, I learned the same lesson over again. To realize, good for you, Keith. It's been a while since you allowed that you slipped and went back into this place where you realize you no longer choose to be. John says, LOL. You bet, bro. LOL. Melanie says, yes, sir, it is. Elaine says, I love all of you beautiful souls completely. John says, couillon. It's Cajun word for That's not a judgment. It's just a play on words to describe an idea that some people are just not present. Brenda Smoke, hello girl. What you doing? Good to see you back. Couple of quick adverts. For all those out in YouTube land, let me see who's in YouTube here. Those in YouTube, say hello, please. I'd like to know that you're here. It helps me to connect to you. Couple of adverts. Please feel free to share this. I decided to do something tonight, and I realized that I'm not going to do it anymore. I was going to go public once I shared all my shares. I think I'm not going to do that anymore. So always know, as I said before in previous presentations, that if you see the splash screen up with the title of the show and the image, it's going to take me about 10 minutes to come on the screen live because I'm sharing all across the globe. No, that's what's happening. So tonight I tried to go private until I got all that done, and it did not work out. Well, everything's perfect on purpose, right? But I've learned. Hello, Yaya. Or Yaya. Yaya Sisterhood. Hello, precious. Welcome to my feeds, everyone, if you have not been here before. And if you have not been here before, top right if you're on a computer. It's good to see you, Karen. I'm so happy for you. And the shift that you have made. Go to the top of the feed if you're on a computer. Choose the ellipsis. Notify me when Keith goes live. Or on your phone, wherever that little thing is. Share this to you all, if you like. The top of this feed also, depending where you are, phone or computer, you will see a few links. One is a donate button to support my tour. And I've been using my own stream to create abundance. Through this avenue is one way I'm intending abundance for you to donate to this cause and be cause. Together we all move forward. As I'm divulging that I made an oops tonight. And I love that I did. It helped me to understand and gain perspective. I was going at it from a right or wrong point of view. But with that donate link, you will see other links. One link is the YouTube link to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. You'll see other links. Please feel free to explore them. You will love them. I am also I have also shared a link to how you can find my bestseller, The Divine Principle, which I will read from in just a little bit. You will also see the trailer to a movie made about my life as a full-time musician and author called Do What You Love, A Path to Passionate Living. In fact, I'm going to show you the trailer now. Check it out. $4 rent on Amazon. The link is there. But I'm going to show you the trailer. Yep. Enjoy it. What a great day to celebrate your independence and your freedom. My name is Keith Blanchard. I'm here today to share with you my passion.
Who's this Keith Blanchard guy? I would say, well, Keith is a positive person.
He's a great musician.
Enigma.
Yeah. He doesn't really emulate any one person to me.
Easy to adore that boy.
Keith truly embodies humanity.
Just a joy, you know, to be around, you know, for me.
And he wrote a pretty great book. You know, the Divine Principle is a pretty awesome read.
This started taking shape in a book that I've written called The Divine Principle. Anyone here living their passion? All right, we're on world famous Beale Street. The goal today is to walk around and ask people if they're doing what they love for a living. I didn't think at the time that my music and my spirituality were compatible, and I began to realize over a course of many years that they were actually the same entity. I was awakened out of my sleep by a voice, and it was God's voice. People ask me, how do you know it was God? Well, for me, that question's kind of silly. How can you not know? This is what the question becomes.
You're going to see what happened to him and why it changed him.
He's not really the type that I thought would write such a great book.
The fact that Keith is a regular guy, he's a regular guy, and can relate easily to anyone.
To come out with a book saying God is talking to him, I see how it could take, you have to be brave, because some people are going to attack him for this.
God is within you. That's something that people just don't want to accept.
There were 4 basic questions. Where did I come from? Why am I here? Who am I and where am I going? Though these questions ever since I was a boy wanted an immediate gratification, an answer, little did I realize they became the unfoldment of my life. Love yourself. Enjoy your life. Live your passion. If everyone would live their passion, there would be peace in the household, and that would become the base, and everybody would build off of that. So that was the trailer for Do What You Love, A Path to Passionate Living. And thank you, Melanie, for the support. Though the trailer, it didn't seem, it was apparent that it was all about some me. That was never the intention. As it also said in the trailer, that I'm just a regular guy. I'm not priding myself on that I'm just a regular guy as a sales pitch. It's because if I can do what I do, you can do what you want to do. You can. I've learned to get out of the right and wrong of it all. Except when I got back from South Louisiana and when I was there visiting family. I was submersed in it. It just hit me. This is not blaming. This is not relinquishing my power. But it is a realization of possibly why I revisited that place of right and wrong. Because I moved away 30 years ago. 30 years ago. When I lived in that state of mind. State of being, not being. State of mind, because it's definitely not being. So the vibration was easier for me to fall back into that memory of what it was like when I lived there. Thank you for this realization I just had about that. Thank you, Spirit. I'm grateful. The trap of right and wrong. Paula says, where in South Louisiana? I'm from Sulphur. I'm from Houma, Louisiana, dear. John says, Houma. John, how about them Saints, bro? Somebody's happy. Them Saints are kicking out earth. All right, so y'all, I'm going to get down to the presentation. Here we go. I backslid, y'all. I backslid. And guess what? It didn't feel good. Although in the moment, I felt I was being raw and authentic. And it's okay to express yourself and vent and tell how you feel. Share how you feel. Be with how you feel. And then move on. Move through. Move forward. Move inward. Move upward. It didn't do that for me. I stayed in it. I liked it. I wanted some more of that. And I wanted to be right. And definitely not wrong. Right? So my 12-week course, I had every intention of doing it, starting it on my birthday. I will not. I will do a live presentation instead on my birthday. It's important for me. But also, I want to let those know who have shown interest to be a part of this 12-week course. The teachings come from my bestseller, The Divine Principle, which is required to participate in the course. $20 for the book, 2 digits for the entry fee into the course. I'm going to do it the first or second week, but now is your time to act. If you don't have the funds now, it's okay. Let me know you are definitely interested so I can sign you in and up for it. But the door is closing. Okay. So one more look into the room to say hi. Hello, Pamela. Jackie. All right, so let's get down to the presentation about right and wrong. The trap. This is from the movie The Matrix. And I seen this transpire for myself when I went to Houma, Louisiana, as to why I divulged and confessed what happened to me. But I seen this happen to everyone, not everyone, many of the people around me in their mindset or their lack of heart set. I don't need to protect or give a disclaimer that no one's judging them, but no one's judging them. It's just a fact of the matter. From the movie The Matrix, Morpheus, the character, says, the Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged or plugged in. And many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Melanie says, you backslid. I don't get it. Why can't we just do what we want? You are absolutely perfectly on point, Melanie. Perfectly. I said this for one reason, to be honest, that I backslid. To convey my humanness, because often people have said to me in the past, do you bleed? Kind of idea. But also simply just to be honest. To make myself vulnerable. That's where the deliciousness and the magic is. Yes, we can do what we want. As I said, I don't feel bad about backsliding because it was a valuable wisdom morsel nugget. It taught me something. And as I was in my old stomping ground in Houma, Louisiana, or even in Memphis, it doesn't matter where we go, I see my brethren and my sisterin so inured, so plugged into the system that is killing them and making them a slave, that they will actually fight to defend it and to protect it. Hello, Bobby. Right and wrong, the deadly trap. From the divine principle. Spirit and I are having a dialogue, and I start off by saying, why is difficulty what people choose over alignment? Spirit says, because most are still waging an ongoing war in their minds. That noisy battle of right and wrong, which has kept them rigidly locked in their victim position. I was that victim when I went visit my family. So I'm claiming. And now on the outset of that, I'm realizing the valuable lesson it taught me. Though you are now able to tune out much of your own mental static, Keith, know that many people have much more twisting of the dial to do before I, meaning God, can come in loud and clear for them too. If one lives his or her whole life with a right or wrong point of view and uses past memories, which I did, to handle present circumstances, the stillness and clarity necessary to make sound choices will never be available, because when I was submersed in it, I was definitely not in clarity mode, and I had no other choice because I was addicted to the drug that was moving through my body from my pharmacy in my brain like a dog barking for the sake of barking, and he can't stop. My mind was barking, and I was becoming a dog. It's not a self-judgment. I'm using these words to paint a picture of what it was like for me to fall in this nonsense. If one lives his or her whole life with a right or wrong point of view and uses past memories to handle present circumstances, the stillness and clarity necessary to make sound choices will never be available. I am not saying that that position is either right or wrong. I am saying it can only result in one of those two possible outcomes, right or wrong. And we overlook the third component, the phoenix that rises through the ashes, the blossoming of the lotus flower, the Buddha compassion, the rebirth of the Christ within. It's not an option, because we're living in the monkey, the ooh ooh ah ah ooh ooh ooh. Right and wrong. Look at the image on the splash screen of this presentation, the banner that promotes this presentation. You will see an angelic woman and a demonic man. Angelic woman. Why couldn't the angel be a man? Because to depict the idea is that the divine feminine is the mother, it's the love. The divine masculine is the brute, it's the force, it's the hardness, it's the roughness, the devil. And they're intertwined as if they are about to become intimate and emphatically in love. Because they are in love. Because they are two sides of the same coin. Right, wrong, devil, angel on each shoulder, and they're yammering at you, telling you, come this way, I have the answer for you. I lived in that noise. I don't want no longer a part of that noise. Ego, right and wrong, keeps people strapped in the front car of their own emotional roller coaster on a ride that never ends, because just over every incline is another right or wrong scenario that launches them through those disorienting swoops and loops yet again. As long as people refuse to get off of their judgment ride, because that's what I was doing, they can never hope to plant their feet on the solid ground of peace, because I allowed myself to be influenced by the noise. Concepts of right and wrong are taught by and learned from parents, which I visited, my home, society, and those who claim to be authorities on the subject of God's Word. But what if the true meaning of life is neither way? How on earth can someone come to understand another alternative? God asked me, and I responded. Through a teacher or someone who embodies it? God says, yes, I have sent many teachers to the world to show that there is another way that has nothing to do with right or wrong. In a beautiful world, unconditional love would do the influencing, for it is the most effective way I know of to create the peace that you seek. Those who have not heeded these teachers' examples are living in a right or wrong world, which is why they have such trouble agreeing about what is supposedly right and what is supposedly wrong. One way for you to get what I'm saying is by observing your life partners who you claim to love unconditionally, but yet remain stuck in your own conditional condition, arguing all the time. Another prime example is the strife that exists among many of the world's nations, each standing firm on our idea is right and your idea is wrong. This attitude inevitably leads to arguments, wars, and continued separation, frustrating standoffs between those who would rather defend their own position than to concede and compromise. What, whoa? Keith, you have tended to engage in this dynamic frequently, way back when, but I did it again recently. Am I right in saying that you have not achieved the effect that you were hoping for? And I said, you're right about that. But what about the people who say that their right or wrong opinion is based on God's law? God says, what about them? You are going to come across people, especially some in religious leaders, who support the opinion by saying that God has determined what is right and what is wrong, and God is something to fear. I'm going to skip through some of this. I asked God, how did the earth come into being? Did it happen by a simple wave of your hand, or did it take billions of years like the evolutionists say? God says, we find ourselves again with a this or that scenario. And I say, yes, but which one is the truth? Spirit says, have you not been paying attention, Keith? Both are. You have seen where right or wrong scenarios have landed you before. When you try to make one of these theories truer than the other, when this or that theory must prevail, you put yourself in a quandary from which there is no escape. The name of this presentation tonight is The Trap, Right or Wrong. God continues, be assured that I do not operate with such a mindset. The fact is, I threw the Big Bang switch and everything has happened in the universe since then has evolved from that. Had there be such questioning on my part, wow, creation would have never happened. I would never have happened. And I say, but why did you do it that way? God said, what other way was there? As for why, well, for the pleasure of watching everything transform from its lowest state into its highest order. That includes you. Back to basics. And I went back to basics when I went home. Thank you, Lord, for the lesson. And the beautiful experience with my family. Back to basics. For clarity about how you ended up where you are now, it's time to check your origins and the many influences you have had along the way. To learn about yourself on a physical level, you must go all the way back to your birthplace, and early environment. Recall your food intake, injuries that you sustained, and illnesses that you have had throughout your childhood. To learn about yourself on a mental level, look at your family, religious instructors, peers, teachers, government, and the media, for they have instilled in you what they thought was right or wrong, holy or blasphemous, real or illusion, possible or impossible. To learn about yourself on an emotional level, consider the hurt, the pain, the fear that you have been through. Ask yourself, why did I choose to incarnate into that particular family and that particular place? What lessons did I come here to complete? Acknowledge how the tough love your parents meted out was not intended to abuse you, nor was it meant to leave you holding any emotional baggage. Instead, take into account how their discipline has been instrumental to your development. Take stock of what you are holding on to and rejoice in what you have released. Take an overview of your life, the gift of it, and the real gift of what you have gained by living it. See all these lessons and learn. To get to your spiritual roots, understand that your body is comprised of the same properties as your celestial bodies, your star parents. Begin to see yourself as a divine child, enfolded by universal consciousness, coming into your purpose, your birthright, and divinity. Look in and out and all about. See God, be God. Hello, Pri. Robert Scribner. Hello, Bobby Stex. Hello, Chastity. So everyone out in YouTube land, let me go there. Hello. Please say hi on YouTube. I'd love to see you. But everyone who is watching from afar, so to speak, not in the theater or the virtual forum, just say hi. Because I know that often many people in the teens or sometimes in the hundreds are watching from a distance. It's okay. Jane Megan Sturgeon, how are you? Welcome. If you're new to my presentations, please choose notify me when Keith goes live. So tonight we're talking about right and wrong, the trap. It is a trap. I do understand the premise, the idea of the truth that inherent in every being vibrates the dynamic of what is cosmically right or wrong. There is an ultimate truth about all that, but it does come to a point where it will not break away, as in a split, but it will actually come to a state of such divine unity that right or wrong simply becomes a choice. Most people live in that choice, activate those choices out of ignorance. But when we become divine conscious, it's no longer a choice of right or wrong. It's just simply a choice. And I'm willing to face, handle, confront the circumstances that happen because of what I've chose. Because I am a being, and because I chose, cause will respond to that which I have launched forth in the universe. Right? No pun intended. So we get out of the noise. See, I teach my son. I don't teach my son right or wrong. I am not going to engage him into the trap. I am going to lay on your heart such an amazing, powerful, spiritual piece of juicy wisdom. Share this with your children, your grandchildren, your friends, those you care about. And if you have newborns and you're upbringing your kids, you can always consider, as I did, not that my way is right and your way is wrong. I just know from the effect of that which I've caused, the upbringing of my own child. Since he's been a young tot, I didn't teach him right or wrong. I used the words right or wrong to him because in this dualistic world, people talk about right or wrong. So I said, son, this is what people call right. This is what some people may call wrong. Get out of that. This is where empowerment comes in. Know that whatever you choose, conscious or not, is going to show itself to you and say, remember me. That there is always a consequence to every choice. Because what you call right is not someone else's right. And what you call wrong is not someone else's wrong. So how can you make any sense in this being discombobulated about what is the actual right or wrong of it all? So I got him out of that monkey-minded noise to say that no matter what you choose, conscious or not, will create your experience. Ah, now the child can say, phew. How do I feel when I do this thing? Do I feel like I'm getting away with something? That kind of mischievous little thing that I might not get caught. It's not a right or wrong of it. It's a fact or the truth of the matter. Hello, Corey. It was so beautiful to see you, Corey. I'm so proud and happy for you, sir. Corey Blanchard is living his passion. Corey Blanchard, my nephew, is living his heaven on earth. Heaven on earth does exist. If you don't believe me, ask Corey. Are you truly living in this place doing exactly what you want to do, making the money you want to make? He's going to tell you in an emphatic yes. I'm so happy for you, my bro. Please continue listening to this beautiful music. I'm going to get me some water. I'm going to be right back. Enjoy it. Stick around. I'm going to go inside. Allow soul, which is so needed for me, to step to the fore. Long trek on the road. I need to go inside and feel my soul. It's going to massage me. Hopefully, my hope is that you feel it as well. And it reverberates your own soul. sympathetic resonance. As I move inside, you move inside. As you move inside, we all move inside. Gonna be right back. Give me 1 minute, literally. Start your clocks now. Go. Right about a minute. So I'm going to go inside here shortly. Now I'm going to do my striptease. Whether you think it's right or wrong, don't fall into the trap. Woo! I like my house warm in the winter. I like warmth. I like snuggle energy. I like warm. I like being warm and fuzzy. I don't like being cold at all. The frigid of hell when you do something wrong. No, not me. Whew. Let me check the room real quick. Hello, everyone. Welcome who is in the virtual forum. Hello, everyone who is watching at a distance. In other words, you got the Facebook feed and you just clicked on the speaker, but you're not actually in the forum. Please feel free to come in the forum. Hello, Linda. Melanie says that banner would make a cool tattoo. It sure would. I'll send you the whole picture. Right now it's kind of cropped and fuzzy, but I'll send it to you. Maybe Melanie needs a tattoo. But hello, everyone. Just winding down. Just got in from South Louisiana. Seeing family and stuff. And long road. Long truck on the road. And so I decided to do a presentation on right and wrong. And I fell into right and wrong. The game of it. The trap. While I was there, definitely without blaming no one except myself, taking responsibility. I allowed myself, even earlier, right before I arrived at my house, to get pretty pissed off. And it's okay to get pissed off. You're venting, expressing how you feel. But as a spiritualist, many of us have the consciousness enough about us that it's run its course and I'm done with it and you put it aside. But nonetheless, I'm divulging this to make myself vulnerable, to allow myself to be vulnerable so I can fall inside further to that place which I deserve, at least for me, so I can, quote, redeem myself from my backsliding. Well, Keith, can't we do what we just want to do and be okay with it? Yes, Melanie, I really appreciate that question because it did give me perspective and put me in check. When I quote my words, it's never because I'm trying to defend it or create a clause or a loophole or a disclaimer. Some people need that. I don't, because I can speak so frankly, but I consider other people's feelings and ideas. And I got pretty pissed off. And I'm okay with the fact that I got pretty pissed off. But I'm done with it. I'm done with it. So now I'm going to go inside. I hope you do this daily. YahNahVah has begun. Melanie says I get pissed off too. And you see, Melanie, that's awesome. I love your honesty. And it's not that I don't want to get pissed off to vent. And it's not that I feel bad about when I do it. Right or wrong of it, I just choose to not want to be that person. Not that person as if that person is bad or wrong. For me, I don't want to dwell in that duality anymore. I just don't. Instead, I want to shift to the plant and be planted. YahNahVah soul steps to the fore. Dear ones, Keith included, have you not walked that edge throughout your, what you call your past, present, and as you try to correct yourself, to right yourself, if you will, to use the word right in the right way, to right yourself so that you may stand tall and erect as you move forward into your future, as you move inward and upward towards what you deserve, heaven on earth, without any mirth or laughter or humor, pun intended. You have walked that edge. You have walked the razor's edge. In fact, you have cut your feet many times by walking the razor. And it's allowed. It's okay. It's not about judgment or self-blame or guilt, but it is all about some delicious responsibility. And that comes with all humility. And as you further effort, to use the word, you further fall into your fertility. As what the vessel did by explaining and sharing how he said backslid. It is an appropriate word to make the point of which he's trying to convey, because it makes sense to all of you. See, words can be tricky. Words are never about judgment. Words are about conveying an idea, a thought form, if you will. But still, many people like to swallow that pill. The red one or the blue one. It's your choice. You take the blue pill, you have an experience, you wake up in the morning, you can believe what the hell you want. You take the red one, and spirit will show you just how far the rabbit hole goes, and there is no turning back. You may slack, but there is no turning back. Right or wrong, the same old song. Are you not tired of singing the same old song? There are other pieces of your own beautiful music that afloat in your cosmic life stream. Do you invite that into part of your everlasting beautiful dream? So it may seem to you that you are in that trap of right or wrong. You can just as easily set yourself free as it was to be in the trap. And the power sits right there in your lap. As beautiful Melanie has said, she gets pissed off too. And that does not exclude any of you. But what will you do with that beyond the initial experience is the most important question about the title of this presentation, right or wrong. Let spirit convey a beautiful idea that will tell you about the monkey you call your mind, your conscious mind. If you are living in the monkey, if you're living in right or wrong, you are not living in the conscious mind. You're not being mindful of the conscious mind. Mind you, what you are doing is you're leaving yourself behind because you're becoming a slave to the mind and its many ideas versus using your mind consciously as the tool to get out of being the fool. And for you, the school will continue on and on and on and on. And you will often visit the principal's office until you visit the office of where the principles lie. My oh my, why oh why do you consider and often entertain the idea of dwelling on what you call solid ground that often sinks beneath your feet, pulling you down to a point that you feel sometimes you want to drown? Good question. Ask these types of questions of yourself, and the answers will reveal themselves. And then you will play with that for a little while, my divine child. And then you will get better. And the new ideas will surface, and then you will get better. You will move more towards righting yourself and getting out of those things that you have chosen, that you have wronged yourself with. Wronged yourself meaning by your unconsciousness, you did not serve your soul its divine purpose. Because your divine purpose, dear one, was to come here and illuminate. That's it. And when you quote backslide, there begins to surface, ironically, those things that you want to hide. And as long as you abide from the old world, the new one can never be birthed. It's really simply just about catching yourself. That's it. I caught myself. Good for me versus, I did this thing that I feel bad for. I caught myself. That is when you truly move up another rung of Jacob's ladder. The spiritual ladder. The spirit ritual ladder. The spirit ritual ladder. The spiritual ladder. You move up. Simply, you just move up. Because you've moved in. And now you're moving forward. Even in those times that you think you are being complacent and that you are moving backwards, it is impossible. You are always moving forward. There is no such thing as lack of progress. You are always in progress process. Always. Always, always, always. ALWAYS. ALL space WAYS. Always, always moving forward. It may not feel that way because of the bumps and the bruises and the knocks you take up on your head. That being said, better instead just simply see. Keith was pissed off when he came into his house. He decided to wind down, calm down, then he went back to living again versus existing in the right or wrong and the noise of the trap. As I said a moment ago, the power simply sits in your lap. It has never not been there. Funny, isn't it? It's never not been there. But are you here to claim what has always been there? Do you dare take it upon yourself to lift it up and see it and to be honest with yourself to say, I'm living in a world of shit, if that is where you are. I am not claiming that you are living in a world of shit. What I'm asking you is to see it if that's where you profess that you are. Change it. Raise the bar. Move up. Become a star. Be with it. See what it does to your body. Doesn't feel so nice, does it? No matter how much you claim they have wronged you, and in your grumbling and your rumbling, in that moment, how does it feel to be you? Though it may seem justified, this son of a bitch did this to me. And it's okay that you express yourself in this way. Don't be the son of a bitch, so to speak, beyond that point. By living in this place. When you look out and about and all around you, those that are close to you, those not so close, and those that appear so distant they seem foreign or alien. If you have any of those feelings I described just a moment ago, that piss and vinegar attitude about what you think is wrong, you are not righting yourself in the moment. You're just simply not. But mine is justified, or is it? Tell that to the person next to you, see what they tell you. So who holds the key? Who holds the true key of what is truly right or wrong? Look at the banner or the splash screen of this presentation titled The Trap, Right or Wrong. Who holds the key? No one does. No one holds the key to what is truly right or truly wrong. And as the vessel has stated earlier, he teaches his son that there is no right or wrong except the consequence of choice. So as I tell you that no one holds the key, you begin to stand erect and begin to use the power of your own voice. Because now you are empowered by the choice is always followed by consequence. Hence, you are being offered something very valuable and palpable. Those people out there from another country, those people over there, the other half of my family unit, that person over there is not the way of it, dear one. If your feet are directed towards absolute, ongoing, infinite bliss. Did you miss something? It's not about being perfect. Because in so doing, you will never reach that mark. It's about choosing to be blissful as often as you possibly can. And doing the play or the work, as you might call it, to stay in that place to where it becomes default. And by no fault of anyone but your own. It is your responsibility. If you allow yourself to become the victim, in so doing, you are choosing unconsciously to be the slave. And if you don't change it, you can't just possibly take that to an early grave. But for those who are illumined, it is all the rave to stay steadfast, focus, and planted, and granted. When you imply your intention, and apply your intention, and imply your intention, and rely simply and solely, S-O-L-E-Y, solely, S-O-U-L-Y, your intentions, You will graduate faster and faster and faster until going back to the place of right and wrong is no longer even possible. How many of you are living in this space right now? Many of you that will watch this presentation will stand up and affirm, dear Lord, praise be, I am living, or I'm definitely moving to that place and into that grace. When you feel discomfort, discord, unease, no peace, anger, it's okay. You are human beings. But in that moment, you're not being at all. You're choosing the human doing. And it's to your ruining. And all it takes, dear one, the musical being that you are, is simple tuning. Tune in. God is a frequency. Tune in. Let it begin. Simply right yourself of how you have wronged your own mission. Why you came here was to become illuminated, which means I am consciously aware of who I am at my essence to my bones. It's complete. Hello everyone, let me look over the comments. I want to see who's here. And in fact, I want to lighten the music just a bit. Hello everyone in YouTube land. So that was my presentation, at least for the moment or for now, about right and wrong. It's a trap. And it's okay that when you go into that place, it's okay. Because when you feel bad about falling into that place, we begin to compound the issue. It's not what we want, is it? Melanie says YahNahVah is on fire. Well, thank you, baby. So it takes one to know one. Melanie, do you understand that? Right? It takes one to know one. We are a divine cosmic family. Keith Evans, what's up, brother? Happy holidays to you, Keith Evans. So everyone, I'm going to use the little boy's room. I just drank a whole bunch of water. I ate a whole bunch of potato chips. I am dehydrated a little bit. So while I use the restroom, get some water. If you have any questions or anything you would like to bring forth, Melanie, I get the intuitive hit that you have something very valuable that you need to say. Hello, Karen. Hitting all those hearts on Facebook. Thank you, precious. So, Melanie, if you have that one question or idea floating around, please bring that forth. I'm going to be right back. My first time, I got to use my light tonight. Be right back. Happy holidays, Keith Bro. So everyone, I wish you a happy holidays. For those who have shown interest in my 12-week course that I said was going to start on my birthday, November 30th, I'm going to push it back a week, possibly 2 weeks. But if you are interested, even if you don't have the cash, it's really not about the cash. Let me know you're interested in the program. Let me know now. Send me a Facebook inbox, or you can send me an email at keithanthonyblanchard@gmail.com. Keith, I'm interested in the course. I need to know now. Because when I close the window, it's because everyone needs to purchase this book. Because the teachings are going to come from this work. So you have to have the book so we can all move through the course together. So I need to get that book to you, or the book needs to arrive to you in a certain amount of time so we can begin the first course, the first installation. Melanie says, don't stuff emotions, but work through with your higher guidance and ask questions. Absolutely, Melanie. Why am I feeling like this would be a question you would pose to yourself. Why can't I see beyond this pain? Why can't I consciously see beyond this point? Very good, Melanie. Melanie says exactly how I feel about it. If you're going to get mad, get mad. Get mad. So mad that when you're done with it, you go, oh my God, I was such a knucklehead. Or I'm so done with this because it's run its course. I've exhausted the energy. And like Melanie says, as I said earlier, don't stay there. See what happened. See what it is. See how it felt in your body. Move forward. Thank you, Melanie. Karen says, 84 days now, no cigarettes. But who's counting? Good for you, baby. Melanie continues, and stop beating yourself up about it and don't tell anyone. When you blow it, just move on. Pri says, I'd love to know more about your course, Keith, please. Pri, the course is going to be a 12-week course. Teachings come from this book. We're going to go through 11 chapters, one per week. But the 12th week is going to be an overview. And through this course, I'm going to be working with you hand in hand, one-on-one through it all. No one will have access to this course but those who sign up. $20 purchase for the book. And to enter the course is a 2-digit number. I will work with you. 3, we're going to go through all of it. To truly locating God, finding it, like in the Matrix. Morpheus took Neo took the red pill from Morpheus. They pinpointed his location. They found him and they brought him into the real world. That is my intention, at least metaphorically, is to let you really experience God, that which is in you. First chapter. Wow, why wouldn't it be the first chapter? Recognize, plug in, and manifest. When we begin to recognize Creator, where it is and what it is, then we begin to plug into it. Then we begin to manifest our life, not only about physical things, but that which is most rewarding. The feelings, which is when we begin to embody that, then we begin to bring all those reflections via those physical things into our experience. It's about getting clear. It's about moving into the levels of freedom. What is unconditional love? What our fears are truly doing to us on levels we don't understand. Like living in that right or wrong dynamic. Brenda says, I have read a couple of chapters. Beautiful. Thank you, Brenda. Melanie says, and the book is excellent. Get Melanie, thank you. Hey, Elwood, I want to send some dear blessings to Elwood. When I went to Louisiana to see my family, he provided me with the sound system and was a beautiful friend. And it was great to reminisce with him again. Hello, bro. So everyone, thank you for allowing me to sit here and connect with Soul and connect with you and to publicly vent, because I made myself vulnerable and I loved it, because that vulnerability allowed me to tap into my humility. As of now, I will be seeing you on Tuesday if you follow my live feeds. If you're interested in the 12-week course, sign up now. Let me know you're interested. We need to get this book to you so that you can have a chapter read for when the course starts. Look at the links in this forum. Donate for my tour support, movies, things I strongly recommend you watch. It will change you. Not that you're broken. It will shift you into a space of being consciously aware of the grace that is around all of us. Right. Always know that I love you. Sign up for that course now if you're interested. Melanie says, good. Thank you for sharing with us. I love and support you always. Thank you. No matter how you feel or how you behave. She had to throw that in there. Bust me in the chops. Good for you, dear. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a cosmic sister and teaching the way.
Trust that I will guide you in whatever you do. Just remember to breathe and do your very best to live in love, give in love, be in love, and love you shall receive.
What I want to be and see, what I want to see and want, knowing God is by my side. There is nothing I need to know. Expand myself to know there is no one else but me and God who's in my heart. So I'll breathe and expand myself and know there is no one else but me.